All right, we're diving into some Patreon questions here. Trever Maur. First one, we got from Garrett Cortez.
Oh, this is going to be good.
He had a few, but we kind of already covered the beginning ones.
Okay.
But he wants to know if you got robbed at the last Lesson 5 contest. And I don't know if this means physically robbed or robbed from winning.
Oh, man, he's going to make me talk some dirt, dude. Let's go. I kind of don't know. Oh, man, the judges were pretty credible, but I don't know what they saw. I don't know.
Who are the judges?
The Necrason, I believe, Parks, and Byerly.
It's pretty
It's a pretty heavy one.
Pretty
but
heavy,
when I watched, I don't know if maybe the runs were the wrong runs in the live show.
Okay.
Is kind of what I'm hoping he's kind of alluding to. But I got mad respect for Ulf. I got mad respect, and I think what he does is incredible. I even touched on Ulf a little bit ago.
Waiting for a butt here.
But if you miss a grab, your hand goes behind the board and you try to grab it again, then you get it. That's not acceptable in the less than 5 contest. If you butt check, I don't think that's acceptable. So I think like 2 of his tricks, I feel like there might have even been a third one, but I feel like it was 2 of his tricks were kind of slop. And I think the awe factor in the boat where people were just like, oh my God, it's so big, kind of took over on the actual whole concept of the contest.
Yeah.
So that kind of was like a little weird to me. I actually, from the dock, I thought the podium was perfect because that's what I saw, right? You don't see all those slips too much.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty far away. So when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, dude, sick. But then when I watched it back, I was kind of bummed in the sense that like, you can't give, what did he get, second or third?
I don't remember.
But you can't give, I don't even know. Just because you go big and you can't butt check.
You can leave it at that. You can't
butt check.
You can't butt check.
Like I said, I saw clips of him trying his run or something. You know, Hayden showed me some stuff of his like tuck knee over crank just from the day or from the boat, or it might have been an Instagram clip. I don't even know. And it was like one of the sickest things I've ever seen. So like as far as that trick goes and him doing it, like, let's go. But when you choose to go big, that's like a risk you're taking that everybody else has to take the same risk if they want to, do that. And if you kind of butt check and kind of like, that one's a little hard. So I don't know. I feel like that one to me was like I feel like I should have, I don't know about that one.
Okay.
But I think that's the only one. I mean, other than that, it's just like, I feel like I had a flow. My whole interpretation on wakeboarding, I have lots of conversations with Sweeney, hours long. And I used to live I used to live with him. And the way that my mind has now gone to wakeboarding, it's not about the trick itself at all. I mean, it is. Don't get me wrong. You got to have your grabs tight. They got to be perfect, blah, blah, blah. But it's much bigger than that. Like, I think wakeboarding as a whole, you need to look at the whole entire picture. You're painting, right? You have your edge out. What does your edge out look like? Does it look? Are you standing up tall like a stick and you're just trying to lean lock over and like, does it look good? No, maybe not. Maybe it does. Like Sweeney used to tuck a knee on the edge out, right? Okay. That's when you really are mindful of what you're doing on the board. That's style. Like that's like a flow. Then when you get out to the outside and you have that lull point, what are you doing? Are you messing with what are you doing out there? Are you like what? And then when you edge in, what's your edge look like? Are you, squatted deep, really methodical about the way that you look edging in? Is your knee tucked? Is your knee not? Are you looking like straight back? Like what's your body position like, right? Then when you leave, you obviously have your trick, and that's what everybody strives for. You got to have the trick. But then when you land, what's your after bang look like? After bang to me is a huge part of wakeboarding. If you land twiggy and you're bouncing, if you butt check, like sometimes drag a hand. I've seen some stuff dragging a hand, and I know it's not acceptable, but sometimes it works because you'll just like come down with so much compression and like boom, and you pop up. I think I'd say no, not acceptable, but in some cases it like works in your favor and how hard.
Kind of like a Baker Maker type situation.
Yeah. So, but like just being mindful of your whole entire run. I have a feeling this is what he's alluding to, is because I had different flow than everybody else or something like that. But as far as like judging goes, that's not up to flow. That's up to what their interpretation of what is sick at less than 5.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Ulf's run particularly, that was posted online. So they could have gotten that wrong. They could have posted a different thing. I don't know. But that run should not have been top 3.
I would agree.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
To answer your question, but I don't want to talk crap or anything. And I actually like Ulf a lot. Like his riding is insane, and I'm down with the cause and everything. But when you do that high risk type of maneuvers, you got to realize that there's a high risk, and it's not his fault. He didn't do that. Yeah. But I don't think judging. Yeah. I don't think the judges had I just don't know. Did they blink twice? I don't know. That was just weird to me.
Yeah, so, fair enough. It's good. Good question there, Garrett. We got one from Jeff McKee. He's wondering if
Jeff, what's up, Jeff?
If you're up for the TM challenge.
Oh, what is it? Like best method or something?
I see. I don't know. I'm not. I think it's a series of events, is what it sounds like. And he says the first one he would like it to be dock foil pumping.
Oh well,
that's his first one.
You already know where I'm at with the foil, but hey,
if you know there's an event coming up,
and what if that's the thing? The boat. Like all the turmoil underneath the water is holding me back. But what if it's lake pumping?
Get out there and nothing.
What if my talent is lake pumping?
You don't need the Peloton anymore. I can tell you that much right now.
100%, 100p.
Are you down for the TM challenge? We don't know the details yet.
If it's lake foil pumping,
what if that's one aspect?
Okay, let me. I think I need give me a week on the foil. Oh, I think that's fair. He's an expert in the foil.
He's the most loyal of them all.
I think I need a week.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's going to be enough time.
It'd be enough to at least get some stuff, get it done.
I think I could at least maybe pump something.
All right. I'd love to see a TM challenge. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, I like that.
We got one from Kane Ward.
Oh, let's go, Kane.
He says he always loves the music you choose for edits. And well, you already alluded to the process of finding a song. But do you find a song first and then choose clips, or choose the clips and then put them to a song?
Man, I used to be a big find the song and then fit your tricks into the song situation type of guy. But lately I've been kind of silent editing. And it's a pretty interesting. You end up doing a lot of weird things with your edits because there's nothing to keep you going. So you end up chopping it up quite a bit or adding things to just catch your eyes right off the bat. So I'll edit a whole thing silent now and just put clips in place and everything. And then I'll put the music in and then I'll re-edit it to the clips.
Yeah.
So it's all timed correctly, or sometimes I'll chop it up way too much. Doesn't even make sense. But I'll have a vision of what the song is in my head. I don't have a song, but I'll be this is going to be metal. This is going to be rap. This is going to be, so you'll have a genre and a pace.
Yeah.
And then the goal is to find a song that fits that you find that's the song. That's what I had in my head. So I used to do this music. Now I do silent edits, and that's probably because I can do stuff with the kids.
I wouldn't say they're silent edits. There's just no music to them. We got the kids.
Yeah, because I can literally edit and not have to have headphones in, so I can literally put together a whole section with my kids doing everything and listen to them and wherever they're at, and I'll just get it done. And then afterwards, I'm oh yeah, that's the song that I wanted to do, and then they'll go to bed, and I'll just do a quick overlay, look through, get everything all timed up correct, and there's my edit.
Beautiful.
Kind of weird. Everything changes, dude. I'm telling you. Crazy.
We got one from Clark Davis. And he's wondering if you've got any pro dad hacks.
Oh, pro dad hacks.
Speaking of being a dad, yeah.
Oh man, I have a ton. One, get a dog. You need a dog. They spill every single thing that you put on their plate that ends up on the floor. So that's a must. We eat a lot of rice. We eat a lot of rice in our family, and so if we didn't have the dog, you know how hard it is to wipe up rice off the ground. Go try. Go get some sticky rice, and you go try to clean up some sticky rice off the floor.
That's why I got a dog.
That's why I got a dog too. That, and then no plates on the counter for babies that are like Slater's 4, but my other one's 1.5. And dude, he'll take your plate, chuck it on the ground. Nope, you just put all the food on the counter, free feed. Yeah,
that makes sense. That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a really good
big one. And then other than that, the other ones are I don't. If he cries, I don't acknowledge. Unless you can tell if they're hurt, actually hurt or crying. So that's set up to where you can actually go do cool stuff with a kid without the kid being a baby.
Well, that's hurt versus injured, right? Are you hurt or are you injured? Because if you're injured, we got some stuff to do. But if you're just hurt, you're all right.
Yeah. And then the biggest one is probably for what my wife would say, but Angie Hyam, Ty's Hyam's mom, was right when we had our first kid. She was like, hey, whatever you do not be quiet when the kid's sleeping. You put the kid down, you vacuum in the room. You continue to hit the crib. You do your dishes. You do all your stuff. You be loud and you set the precedence, and they'll go sleep right through it. And then you can just be like whatever you
Live
want.
normal life after, yeah.
Because if you're quiet all the time.
Has to be quiet.
So
those are some great tips.
Yeah. Those ones really helped us. We have a good thing going. It's hectic in my house. It's very loud, but it's like, I think we got a good rhythm. So
love that.
Yeah.
Good tips. There you go, Clark. Yeah. Maybe you can put some of those in action there. We got one from Pedro, and then it's kind of a Josh Dahlheimer was asking the same question or very similar question. But Pedro's saying, now that you are, the marketing team and TM, what are your thoughts on doing some more team trips like the one you guys did in Hypnotics a few years back?
Yeah, that's already being talked about. So as far as that goes, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get the other teams trying to feel tricky out there and steal my ideas. But actually, this one wasn't even my idea. It was Graham's. But yeah, I already got some stuff in the works. The plan is to continue to do cool stuff, or not continue. We used to do a lot of cool team trips and stuff, and then I think we just went a little different direction. And so my goal is to bring it back to that. I'm huge on team camaraderie. So big thing. If you're on Team Hyperlight right now, make sure you have your team camaraderie ready to go. If you're not on Hyperlight and you wish to be on Hyperlight, you better be a team player because I don't want to do any individuality things. Like I'm not about it. So
none of this drama bullshit.
We are a team. We're a unit, and we're going to travel and do things as a team as much as possible. And my goal going forward is to set that precedence and also have it to where you want to be. If somebody wants to be on the team, they're going to feel loved and they're going to feel just like at home with a place to feel comfortable at. And yeah, I mean, when I was doing all the video stuff with them we did a Wake and Bacon trip. We did a Canada trip, the Hypnotics one. We've done a bunch of stuff together as a team. And that was I feel like some of the years that I was getting calls from random riders being like, how do I get on Hyperlight? This looks so freaking fun. And I think we're going back.
There you go, Pedro.
Yeah.
Love Pedro. Every wakeboarder's favorite
Pedro
called us.
Unreal. Oh, okay. So there's a really good section that I watched. Some of his, the one that he did with Dave not that long ago. You asked me a long time ago, in this interview about one of the favorite. Yeah, one of the, dude, that was good.
He is.
And I don't know if this was the same one or not. He puts out a lot, but he had boat in there and he crushed it. I didn't even know he's a boat.
Pedro?
Dude, okay. I don't know if it might not be that edit. There's an edit out there. He rode boat. And he's good.
Okay. I mean, I'm not surprised.
I'm going to have to find it.
Yeah, find that one because, I'm sure I've seen it. I have to have seen it. We got one last one from Rich Wheeler. And maybe kind of more of a serious one, I guess. Curious on your thoughts on this. He's going, what are your thoughts on the business side of cable wake parks in the U.S.? What do you think could happen that would help grow the sport of cable wakeboarding?
In the U.S.?
In the U.S.
Well, first, I think, I think what Valdosta is doing is insane. I think that their yard sales and stuff like that, if we could have more cable parks kind of doing something like that, would be pretty cool. But on a big scale, to grow it, on a professional level, I'd probably say we need some type of really good competition scene that's not the same features over and over again, and even the unit hack things or whatever. But I feel and I don't know how to get the money for this. I don't know where it would come from. I feel like there's just got to be some dude that's just stoked on wakeboarding that has a lot of money that wants to have a tax write-off maybe. But it's so weird to me. Street League can come in and make a full skate park out of cement for a day, and everybody skates this insane thing, and yet we can't do anything but show up to a facility that's already pre-laid out and just do that. I don't understand why we can't figure out how to set up a place that nobody's ever ridden, make an insane setup, and tear it down, and do these contests where they're so unique that you want to drive in, you want to fly in, you want to be a part of it. I feel like there's you can arena style there's
so many rivers and downtowns that you can do.
There's just so many arenas that you can set up where you can really get on top of the action. Yeah. And Wake the Line back in the day was kind of like that, right? And I feel I don't understand why we never did that in the US. And there's so many carpenters out there that can make sick stuff out of wood that's just crazy setups, and You set up, tear down, move, go to the next thing. And like, I know it's expensive, but I feel like you look at like somebody buys like a $400,000, $500,000 like Paragon just for fun. Like there's your money.
Yeah. For the whole contest. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like that one's, and then like, yeah, I mean, it's just hard. I mean, even so Valdosta, I think, is doing a great job with the yard sale. But the hard thing about that is like all those guys are competing in it and they ride that setup all the time. So it's like, I remember I was doing the yard sale. I did like yard sale 2 and 3, and both times like Derry, I'm competing against Derry, and Derry rides that exact setup, maybe like a tweak of a rail or something, but it's like line tension.
Yeah. He's got
half the people don't even know how to ride grass. Like I'm learning how to freaking edge in a grass, and they're over there flipping like he's catching a front edge, doing it into a flip. So it's like, even that's like a little like hard, because you're like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna show up, and the 5 guys that ride their locals
by these guys
are gonna be like insane. Like maybe like them being like the team leader, and you're like helping instead of competing might make like, I don't want to say even it out, because like they're high level pros, they should be definitely competing, but
yeah,
it's just hard because like I feel like if that type of situation and setup, and I know there's so much energy put in, I'm not talking crap on that whatsoever, because like what they're doing for the sport and stuff like that out there, I think is awesome. But I do feel like that type of setup should be moved and continued to like, I don't know how to do it, but I think that'd be cool if you can get more eyes on it. I think like, dude, I've been going to Supercross, like the production value. And I mean, I know it's like a way bigger scale, like just tons of money, big sponsors, but like still like you're all on top of it. You get to watch the whole thing. There's like a show, there's music, there's cool announcers, the whole thing's going, it's high impact. And I just don't understand why you can't fill like a way smaller stadium, but like have a lot of people over the top of this crazy setup. Like even Snowboard Jam, like you can go to like hot dogs and handrails or something, and there's like a ton of people at this like little season opener rail jam that's like they set it up for the day.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how that's not in the US. I feel like there's enough people in here that out of like the millions of people, that like, how do you not find one person that wants to do a tax write-off?
Yeah, let's find that person.
So yeah, I don't know.
I agree. I think that on the professional level, that is something.
On the kid level, yeah. I don't even know. Like
I think
more. I think like if the 2.0, like I wish that, like for instance, just like Velocity, I don't know if this is like just them or all around, but like I wish they would open up their 2.0 system to a free, like just not even charge people to go ride that. And you just continuously like are having people learn how to get up all day, because that will translate into people getting up on the cable, spending money later and just like progressing, where I feel like everybody's like, oh, you get like 30 minutes, like you pay this much, and then like they have a bad time, they don't get it, or they just go straight to the main cable because it's like, yo, you have like so much time. So like maybe like more one-on-one, just like, hey, let me just get you up. Once you're up, we'll get you over. But it's not like learn how to ride all day. It's just like, this is how it feels when you're standing on a wakeboard. See ya.
That's interesting, because I feel like a lot of ski resorts are like, yeah, Bunny Hill's free. Like you want to go learn how to ski, like go on Bunny Hill, it's free. And then like once you get the basics, okay, now on the trails, pay us. That makes sense.
And I don't know really how much they charge for like a rental fee at that 2.0. I'm not really sure, because I always just go to the main cable or whatever. I don't even look at the board on how much it is or whatever. But like you would imagine that if you get people that are always getting up daily, like to the point where like if they go to the main cable and they fall 3 times in a row, hey man, why don't you go over to the 2.0 and I'm just going to pull you across and learn so you can stand on the water. I'm going to get you on the water.
Yeah.
And then we're going to come back. Like, I think like that's such a unique tool that we have, that like on the lower side of things, if you implement like just like an easy access free way to like just have an extra set of hands, sick.
Yeah.
And I used Velocity singled out because that's the only one that I know of. I'm sure everybody's like that. I'm sure everybody's trying to make money and trying to like, work it out. But I feel like in the long run, you might make more money because more people will love the sport.
Yeah. You got to get them over that hump, right? Of like,
and that hump is like,
it's hard.
Dude, if you have a bad first day, you're never going back.
Yeah. And that's the worst part.
And to be honest, I don't agree with slowing down the cable whatsoever for those people.
Unless you got 2 cables. If you got 2 cables,
you have 2 cables, but like the progression is so fast once you are up.
Yeah.
That like to slow down the cable to like some beginner speed or something is so stupid. These features are all calculated to be at a certain speed, right? Like you can't hit some of these speed, or if you hit an XL at like a slow speed, it's like a knee buster. Or if you try to ollie onto like a higher rail, it just doesn't pan. You can't do it. You can't load the line. So like, I feel like there should just be like the set speed that everybody can work the cable correctly. There's no low speed. There's no like whatever. And then, yeah, if they struggle, you take them somewhere that they can figure it out, and then you bring them back instead of being like sometimes they'll be like slow, like the cable will just slow down out of nowhere to let somebody off the dock. And it's like, what?
You can't do that.
That doesn't like, what? So it's like, yeah. And then like other cables like just are so freaking slow because they want to like go towards that beginner. But dude, the progression is so fast. Your progression on a cable is so fast.
Yeah.
As soon as you make it around the corner, give it another 2 days and you'll be hitting a box. And as soon as you hit a box and you understand that, you're hitting a rail. Like it's pretty freaking
then
fast.
You're spinning off, then you're spinning
yeah,
on.
so there's like,
yeah.
there's just no reason to slow down for them. Like they will suffer in the long run on a slow cable because they can't ollie, their back hurts, their arms hurt, they can't land off of kickers correctly, their board sags, versus like just letting them get used to a fast cable right off the bat, as long as you have a easy way to get into it.
Yeah. Just got to get them. Yeah. Got to get them out.
So I think, I guess that would be my,
that's an interesting concept. I haven't heard anyone talk about it yet. So I'd love to see somebody try it.
I just love, okay. So I ride boat. So my set speeds are way higher. And when I go to the cable, I feel like I'm just crawling.
How fast is it? You ride at velocity?
I do. Well,
how fast do they actually run?
Fly's a little different when I show up because I kind of just like push the buttons.
That's fair.
Yeah, Scott's
private cable.
Scott's rad. I mean, dude, when I used to live in Woodland, like across the street, I had a key. So like I was riding, like I just opened up the gate and like me and whoever I was riding with that day would just be like, all right, cool. Thanks, Scott. You're sick. Like, dude, Scott's sick. So like, yeah, but that was rad. So as far as the speed that I ride.
Well, what would you ride if you ride a cable? Like what's your, what are you putting it at?
I think it was like 33 solid, 33, 34. I even liked like a higher one sometimes. Like,
it usually bounces.
And honestly, when I'd film, it was like full speed because I felt like I wanted to blast. Like if I was like doing anything air style, like I was like just wanted to blast. Like anything. Like in dog days, I did like I don't even know what I did. A switch. I don't even know. I did something on the tech and like blasted the very end of it with like full speed. Like everything I try to do like that, it's like a little bit of air. I was just like, screw it, like go fast, like full speed, like any airing into the bank or any clack at the end of the rails or like all was like probably closer to like 40, 38, 40.
I love the fast laps on the cable. It's a lot of fun.
Just getting ripped.
Yeah. The corners are pretty gnarly, but besides that, it's a lot of fun.
Just getting ripped. But I mean, like I said, I ride boat all the time. And like I used to ride at like 24 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And now I've slowed it way down, but like it doesn't feel fast. The cable doesn't feel that fast, even when it is going fast for me. But,
yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all we got. Thanks everyone for submitting Patreon questions. Thanks everyone who is on the Patreon. It means a lot to keep the podcast going. Love you guys' support. So thank you. Thanks everyone for tuning in. See you guys next time.